I want to talk about where Ethereum's at right now. Before we do that, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And also, like the video if you haven't done so already. So, Ethereum, let's talk about where it's at. A lot of people say Ethereum is done. I don't believe that. I just believe it's in a huge lull period right now. So, there's other people right now saying that it could outpace Bitcoin for the rest of this year. And I think it could. And I mean, just if if Ethereum got back to all-time highs, that's like a 150% gain where it is from where it is today. So I think it still will. Right now, it's struggling at 18. After weeks of going sideways, Ethereum finally broke through the $2,000 level, a price wall that had been holding it back for months. This isn't just a number. It is a psychological milestone and a sign that bulls are back in control. I have been saying for weeks that Ethereum is extremely undervalued against Bitcoin, and we would see supply pressure soon. This strong move is the second time that Ethereum has posted a significant single-day gain in the past couple of weeks, following bullish sentiment surrounding the new trade agreement between the United States and the UK. On-chain data shows whales are heavily accumulating ETH. Let's break this down. Ethereum had been chilling around 1800, bouncing off that support level over and over. Then all of a sudden it broke 2000. Now everyone is wondering, is this the start of a bull run? Here is why this move matters. First, the 1800 support held strong, showing that buyers were stepping in and defending that level. That is where the pressure built. Then once it hit 2000, which was acting like a ceiling, it pushed through with strong momentum. That is not just price action. That is buyer confidence. If Ethereum can hold above 2000 for a few days, what I mean by that is the daily candle closes have to stay above that mark, which could set up the next leg up. And guess where that next target is? 3,000. That is about a 40% gain from here if the trend holds up. Of course, nothing moves straight up forever. If ETH pulls back a little and finds support around 1900 or even back at 1800, that is still okay. As long as it makes a higher low, the bullish trend is alive. That kind of healthy pullback could actually reset momentum and bring in more buyers. People haven't been watching Ethereum lately, especially with all the Solana hype. But this breakout is a reminder that Ethereum is not going anywhere. I have been saying for months that it is still one of the biggest and most powerful crypto platforms. So is this the start of a major bull run? It might be. The setup is there. The momentum is building. And Ethereum just woke up. So Ethereum has been falling behind Bitcoin all year and is near a 5-year low compared to Bitcoin. A lot of people see that as a negative. I see that as a positive. That's an accumulation range, right? Is that its lowest has been in five years connected to Bitcoin. You don't get scared, you accumulate then. Ethereum's not going anywhere. Ethereum is still the biggest platform in the world for DeFi, the biggest platform in the world for building these decentralized applications. Solana is close, but it hasn't passed it yet. So Ethereum used to be worth over 15% of Bitcoin by market cap in 2017. Now it's closer to 1.8. Think about that. That means if it got back to the parity of Bitcoin, of where it was before, it's a 9 times gain in by itself. Like right now, to be honest, Ethereum should be at $8,000, 9,000. It should be at about 8,000, 9,000 now. It's actually severely undervalued. They just launched a big upgrade to make the network faster and cheaper. Ethereum's strength is in its smart contracts, apps, DeFi, while Bitcoin is seen more like digital gold. Ethereum is still slower and more expensive than Solana, and some of its newer tech has been criticized, but especially they moved the proof of stake. A lot of people didn't like that. But one of the biggest things that caused Ethereum to go down is the competition from Solana, the perceived competition from Solana. And two is that big hack that happened with Byte. And that was specifically for Ethereum and Ethereum-based tokens. And they were, whoever stole it started dumping it on the markets. That's a lot of money. What did they sell? Like, I think $2 billion. And they dumped it all on the market at market price. So that drove the price down. Now that most of that's been absorbed, it's time for Ethereum to come back. If adoption grows, it's going to absorb it for more. Now that most of that has been absorbed, it's time for Ethereum to come back. Noon is talking about this, but Ethereum just dropped a major upgrade called Pecta. It's the biggest update since the merge back in 2022. It's one of those moves Noon is paying attention to that sets a techno-goy up to be smoother, faster, and cheaper in the future, setting it up to compete directly with Solana. Pecta implemented several changes to improve speed, cut costs, and make Ethereum easier to use. That's huge for new users and developers. One major change is how wallets work. Before, doing things like swapping tokens or sending crypto took too many steps. Now it's more streamlined with fewer clicks and less friction. As Ethereum evolves, it will be easier to use. This is how tech works. Over time, as adoption grows, usability increases. Another big part of this upgrade is staking. For those of you that don't know, staking is pledging and locking up your crypto to help secure the network, and you get paid for it. Before, you could only stake 32 ETH at a time. That meant big players had to set up multiple computers just to stake more. But now you can stake up to 2,048 ETH per validator. That makes staking more flexible and efficient, especially for institutions. And when institutions get involved, that is usually a bullish sign. This is a direct setup for Ethereum to be used with ETFs and staking. We have seen that Canada has allowed Solana ETF with staking. What all of this shows is that Ethereum is still building and still improving. This is why I love Ethereum along with XRP. Ethereum and XRP are both focused on real utility, scalability, and long-term success. Ethereum is still the most decentralized smart contract platform in the game. Over half the smart contract activity in the entire crypto space still runs on Ethereum. This upgrade helps it stay competitive with faster and cheaper chains like Solana, but with the added security and decentralization Ethereum is known for. And with Pecta live, it just took a major step toward becoming what it was always meant to be, the foundation for the future of Web3. Mickey says, you're 100% right about the Trump administration. I told you a couple of weeks ago they're making crypto skeptical. They definitely are. They definitely are. And it gets me mad because, to be honest, I don't blame Donald Trump. I think it's Eric Trump that's doing it. And what happens is that because the president's involved, because some of this stuff that Eric Trump does is very sketchy, it causes people to have a distrust of crypto. Trump coins, Millennia coins. I don't think Trump himself was involved in any of that. It was Eric that was doing that. That's why Eric is speaking at the Bitcoin conference. He shouldn't be there. He got into crypto 6 months ago. And now he's the star of Bitcoin. That's crazy, man, that this dude is doing this. Like, I don't get. I'm going on a rant here. I'm gonna tell you, I know it's pro-Trump and anti-Trump people here, and I got both sides. I'll tell you, I voted for Trump. I hope he can turn it around and do great things. That's the reason why I voted for him at first. So, with that being said, if I don't believe that Eric Trump, I don't like him. I think he's the one driving all this. I don't think Trump knows enough about crypto to even do any of this stuff. And what gets me the most angry is how can a person have a billionaire father and still in his 50s or late 40s or whatever he is, has to use his father to make a living. So hope you guys have a great day. I appreciate you. Make sure you sign up for the LA event and have a great rest of your week.